Did the mysterious assailant really attempt to assassinate former President Donald Trump? Today, we dive into the shocking details and what we know about the suspect behind this audacious plot. Join us today as we bring you the latest breaking news and in-depth analysis. Stay tuned as we piece together the evidence and separate fact from fiction. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any updates on this developing story. Former President Donald Trump was shot during a rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday. He was immediately shielded and taken to safety after his ear was injured. Details are emerging about how it happened and the identity of the shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. President Joe Biden delivered an address from the Oval Office Sunday night, expressing gratitude that Trump was not seriously hurt. Here's what we know so far. The shooting occurred at a presidential campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, a city in the western part of the state about 35 miles north of Pittsburgh. About 6 minutes into Trump's speech, popping noises rang out over the rally, and Trump could be seen clutching his ear. He quickly ducked to the ground as several Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, surrounding him on all sides. Screams erupted from the crowd as the scene unfolded. Roughly a minute later, agents helped Trump get up from the ground. He held up his fist to the crowd, prompting cheers from his supporters. Several agents then rushed him off the stage and escorted him into a vehicle. Blood was visible on Trump's ear and the side of his face. He later stated on his social media site, Truth Social, that a bullet pierced the upper part of my right ear. According to preliminary reports, which may change as the investigation continues, the shooter fired 8 shots, an official said. Trump was discussing President Joe Biden's immigration policies when shots were fired. One spectator was killed, and 2 others were critically wounded, according to Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens. The deceased was 50-year-old former firefighter Corey Comparatore. Pennsylvania Government Josh Shapiro stated Sunday that Comparatore, whom he called a hero, moved to protect his wife and 2 daughters when gunshots were heard at the rally. The 2 injured individuals were David Dutch, 57, of New Kensington, Pennsylvania, and James Copenhaver, 74, of Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Both are being treated at Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh and are in stable condition. Witnesses described hearing loud popping noises. One person reported seeing someone shot in the back of the head, while another mentioned seeing someone bleeding profusely. None of the injured were police officers, Bivens said. Representative Ronnie Jackson, R. Texas, said in a statement that his nephew was injured in the shooting. Jackson mentioned that his family was seated near Trump, and after hearing shots, his nephew realized something had grazed and cut his neck. The injury was not serious, and he is doing well. Law enforcement is treating the incident as an assassination attempt. Kevin Rojek, special agent in charge of the FBI's Pittsburgh field office, described the incident as an assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump. The FBI, leading the investigation, is treating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism. The agency is collaborating with the Secret Service, state, and local law enforcement. Following the shooting, the FBI deployed investigative agents, bomb technicians, and evidence response personnel. Rojek asked witnesses to contact the FBI. The House of Representatives will also investigate the shooting. Oversight Committee Chair James Comer, RK, stated that his committee would be involved in the investigation. The shooter, identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, is deceased, as confirmed by the Secret Service. Bethel Park is a predominantly white, relatively affluent city south of Greater Pittsburgh. The motive for the shooting is currently unknown, though investigators are working diligently to determine it. A senior law enforcement official suggested that the nature of the shooting indicates a potential political ideology motive, though nothing definitive is known at this time. Crooks used a semi-automatic rifle, which was believed to have been purchased by his father. The shooter was a member of the Clairton Sportsman Club, known for skeet shooting, high-power rifle exercises, and archery practice. The FBI is attempting to access Crooks' phone for further information. Voter records indicate that Crooks was a registered Republican. and he had no affiliation with the US military. It is not known whether Crooks acted alone or in coordination with others, but there is no current evidence linking the shooting to a foreign actor. Shots were fired from outside the security perimeter established by the Secret Service. The shooter was positioned in the building some distance from the security perimeter, clarifying that he did not get a firearm past security and gun detecting magnetometers at the rally. The shooter appears to have been on a nearby rooftop. Law enforcement officials found suspicious canisters or containers in Crooks' vehicle, but it is unclear if they were functional as incendiary or explosive devices. Crooks' family is cooperating with investigators. Trump posted about the incident on Truth Social, stating that he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of his right ear. He expressed gratitude to the Secret Service and law enforcement for their quick response and extended condolences to the family of the deceased and the injured. Trump emphasized the incredibility of such an act occurring in the country. Melania Trump released a statement describing her fear during the incident and thanking the Secret Service agents and law enforcement. She also offered sympathy for the victims and encouraged people to look beyond partisan politics. Ivanka Trump condemned the attack in a statement on X, thanked people for their prayers, and expressed gratitude to the Secret Service and law enforcement. Donald Trump Jr. said his father was in great spirits and would continue fighting to save America. Eric Trump tweeted a picture of his father pumping his fist in the air after the shooting, emphasizing his father's resilience. In his address from the Oval Office, President Biden shared his condolences for those hurt and championed the values of democracy, emphasizing the need to ensure convictions never descend into violence. He spoke with Trump, who was recovering well, and directed the Secret Service to provide Trump with every necessary resource to ensure his safety. Biden urged unity and cautioned against assumptions about the suspect's motives. Campaigning has been put on hold, with the Biden campaign pausing all outbound communications and working to pull down television ads. The Republican National Convention, where Trump and his vice presidential pick will be officially nominated, is scheduled to take place in Milwaukee from Monday to Thursday. Trump arrived in Wisconsin on Sunday and decided to proceed with the convention despite considering a delay. Trump's campaign and the Republican National Committee stated that the former president looks forward to joining the convention to be nominated as the 47th President of the United States. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you like it. Thanks for watching.